What if the biggest problem in your marriage isn't what your spouse said, but what they've been too afraid to say? What if the thing quietly creating distance between you isn't conflict, but silence? Most partners carry thoughts, needs, and frustrations they never say out loud. Not because they don't care, and not because they don't trust you. They stay quiet because they're unsure how you'll react. Maybe they tried once, and the conversation turned into an argument. Maybe they stayed silent because they didn't want to hurt you. Over time, those unspoken things slowly create distance. Today, we're going to talk about what your spouse silently wishes you knew, the things many partners carry in their hearts but rarely say. When you start understanding these hidden needs, it can completely change how you relate to each other. In many marriages, the difference between tension and connection isn't love. It's understanding what was never said. But before we talk about those silent needs, we need to answer one question. Why do people keep these things unspoken in the first place? And before we continue, if you enjoy content about building stronger relationships, take a quick moment to subscribe and like the video. It helps this channel reach more people who need these conversations. The hidden problem in many marriages. Think about this for a moment. Out of billions of people in the world, your spouse chose you, and you chose them. That decision wasn't random. It meant something. So why do two people who chose each other still struggle with tension and misunderstanding? In many marriages, it comes down to three quiet patterns that slowly weaken connection. First, unspoken expectations. One partner hopes the other will understand something without it ever being clearly said. They assume their spouse will just notice or figure it out. Second, misinterpretation. When things aren't clearly communicated, people start guessing what their partner means or feels. Those guesses are often wrong. Third, emotional distance. Over time, frustration replaces curiosity. The connection slowly fades, not because love disappeared, but because important feelings were never spoken. So ask yourself something honestly. When was the last time your spouse felt truly understood by you? Not just heard, but genuinely understood. Tonight, try asking one simple question. Is there something you've been wanting me to understand better about you? Then listen carefully. Don't interrupt. Don't defend yourself. Don't explain. Just listen. Sometimes one honest question can change the entire tone of a relationship. And if you're willing to try asking that tonight, write "I'm listening" in the comments. Why spouses keep these things to themselves? Now you might be wondering, if these things matter so much, why don't couples just talk about them? Why do people keep the things they wish their spouse knew locked inside? Most silence in marriage comes from 5 very human fears. Understanding these fears explains why many people struggle to open up. The first is fear of reaction. Some people tried to speak honestly before and were met with anger, defensiveness, or dismissal. After that, they start thinking, maybe it's safer to keep this to myself. Slowly, silence becomes normal. When your spouse shares something vulnerable, try responding with 3 simple words. Tell me more. Those words create emotional safety. The second is fear of seeming demanding. Some spouses worry that sharing their needs will make them look needy, difficult, or ungrateful. So they stay quiet and hope their partner will somehow figure it out. But the truth is simple. No one can meet a need they don't know exists. The third is pride and vulnerability. Opening up emotionally takes humility. Admitting you need something from your partner can feel uncomfortable. So many people choose silence. The fourth is avoiding conflict. Some people believe talking about their feelings will only start arguments, so they push those feelings down and hope the problem disappears. Most of the time, it doesn't. It simply grows beneath the surface. The fifth is learned silence. Some people grew up in homes where emotions were rarely discussed. Without realizing it, they carry that same pattern into their marriage. Think about your own upbringing. Did your family talk openly about emotions, or were feelings something people kept inside? Understanding this explains a lot about how people communicate in relationships. And if this point resonates with you, consider sharing this video with your spouse or a close friend. Sometimes watching something like this together can start an important conversation. Here's something many couples realize too late. Most marriage tension doesn't come from huge problems. It comes from small emotional needs that were never clearly expressed. Instead of asking, "Why is my spouse upset?" try asking a better question. What might my spouse wish I understood but hasn't said? Once you start looking at your relationship through that lens, you begin to notice something important. The same hidden needs show up in marriage again and again. Let's look at them. 4 things both spouses secretly wish their partner understood. Across many marriages, the same 4 emotional needs appear again and again. Number 1, appreciation. Many spouses quietly wonder, does my partner even notice what I do? They work long hours, manage responsibilities, support the family, and carry a lot of unseen effort. When effort goes unnoticed, motivation fades. Try this today. Thank your spouse for one specific thing they did this week. Not a general thank you, something specific. Recognition strengthens emotional connection. Number 2, emotional safety. Spouses want to know they can talk without being judged, mocked, or dismissed. When people feel emotionally safe, they open up. When they feel criticized, they shut down. The next time your spouse shares something difficult, pause and ask yourself, do they feel safe talking to me right now, or do they feel like they need to defend themselves? Number 3, attention. Living in the same house doesn't automatically create emotional connection. Many spouses simply want real attention. Try something simple tonight. Put your phone away and give your spouse 10 minutes of your full attention. No distractions, just listening. That small moment can mean more than you realize. Number 4, partnership. Marriage feels strongest when both partners feel like they are on the same team. Not blaming each other or competing, but facing life together. Deep down, every spouse wants reassurance that they still matter. Sometimes the smallest gestures remind someone they are loved. What many wives quietly wish their husbands understood. These silent needs sometimes show up differently for husbands and wives. Many wives quietly wish their husbands understood 4 important things. 1. Listening matters more than fixing. When she shares frustrations, she usually isn't asking for solutions. She wants to feel heard. Instead of jumping in with advice, try saying, "That sounds really difficult. I understand why you'd feel that way." Validation often matters more than solutions. 2. Partnership matters deeply. Many wives don't want to feel like they are carrying the responsibilities of life alone. They want a teammate who shares the emotional and practical load, including household responsibilities. 3. Small gestures matter. A quick phone call, a thoughtful message, or a small act of kindness can mean a lot. These moments communicate something powerful. You still matter to me. 4. Words shape confidence. Encouragement and appreciation from a husband strongly influences how a wife feels about herself. What many husbands quietly wish their wives understood. Husbands also carry needs that are rarely spoken. Many husbands quietly wish their wives understood these realities. 1. Respect strengthens connection. For many men, respect is closely tied to identity. Feeling respected strengthens motivation and emotional closeness. 2. Pressure is often carried silently. Many husbands feel pressure to provide, solve problems, and protect their family, but they rarely talk about that burden. Try asking a simple question. What pressure have you been carrying lately? That question alone can open doors many couples didn't realize were closed. 3. Recognition matters too. Just like anyone else, husbands want their efforts to be noticed. Acknowledgement strengthens emotional connection. 4. Emotional safety matters for men too. Men also need warmth, affection, and reassurance. When they feel emotionally safe, they are far more likely to open up. a simple exercise to try tonight. Understanding these needs is only the beginning. Real change happens when couples act on that understanding. Try this 1-minute exercise tonight. First, think of one moment today when you felt understood, or wished you had been. Then share it with your partner and say, "I noticed today that, and it made me feel..." After that, invite them to share their moment too. If your partner isn't around, write down one small intention for tomorrow. Maybe it's listening first, or acknowledging your spouse's effort before offering advice. Small changes can transform the emotional atmosphere of a relationship. Closing takeaway. Healthy relationships are not built on perfect conversations. They are built on repeatedly choosing to understand, to listen, and to show up as a teammate. You don't need to have all the answers. What matters most is curiosity, empathy, and the willingness to grow together. Because sometimes, the most powerful sentence in a marriage is simply this: "I want to understand you better." If you found value in this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos. Leave a like, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing together. See you in the next video.